Good afternoon. It's a great honor to be here presenting to you my research about book publishing by university libraries in Brazil. First, I would like to thank Library Publishing Coalition for this magnificent event and for the given opportunity to share my knowledge around the subject in my country. First, I will present myself and my co-worker, Professor Dayanne Prudencio, whom I like to thank so much for her guidance throughout this research. My name is Silva. I was undergraduate student of library science at the Federal University of the State of Rio de Janeiro, in Rio. I got my bachelor's degree last year, where I developed my interest in the scientific communication field and pursued my research around the Brazilian library publishing topic as my undergraduate thesis. Professor Dayanne Prudencio works for the Library Science Department at Unirio. She is PhD on Information Science by Brazilian Institute on Information and Science Technology, IBICT. She researched themes such as information and health, librarians education, and open educational resources in the context of open education and open practices. At this moment, I will give some background on why and how I began this research. Even before I started my graduation course on library science, I was interested in the publishing field and editorial process as well. Along my graduation, this interest was involved. At the beginning, I was studying about librarians inside the publishing market, what they could contribute to this professional field. Then I discovered their potential in the scientific communication environment allied to the value of openness. In the final months of 2019, I discovered the Library Publishing Coalition in the United States and they acknowledge production about publishing projects in libraries mainly focused on academic background. So as I deepened my knowledge, I decided to make this my undergraduate thesis and invited my professor Dayanne Prudencio to guide me through my research, helping me with my goal. Regarding the variety of fields and projects, we felt the need to limit our scope of search. So our goal was to discover publishing services in libraries, which is based on the concept by Callahan, where such services require a production process executed by the library staff with the purpose of publication of information materials. We limited to the academic background, where universities are recognized by their intense production of knowledge and are supported by government subsidies that sustain their academic activities, including then libraries projects. So we believe that library could use part of the budget they receive to help promote researchers of the academic community, acting as a scholarly publisher. And also, we selected publishing projects that produce materials still underrepresented in the Brazilian libraries science literature, such as books, textbooks, theses, dissertation, and open educational resources. For this purpose, we conduct searches through a specialized database in the field of library and information science. We started by searching in LISA with international coverage, where we select 37 articles. And then we went to BRAPSI, Brazilian Recognized Database that indexes research articles in the field of information science, where we select just 4 articles. By this, we observed that this topic is little treated in our country compared to the global advance of the topic. United States has clearly been involved in the subject since the creation of LPC, collaborating with smart players on the field of scientific communication. Acknowledging this fact, we decided to submit a survey to Brazilian university libraries mapped previously. At first, we questioned them about the existence of publishing service. If confirmed, we would deepen our knowledge with questions about their projects and practices. So now we start the data analysis. From 156 libraries mapped, just 36 answered our survey, corresponding to 23% of feedback. We discovered just 5 of them has publishing service, representing 3.2% compared to the libraries invited for this study. One library has a publishing service by its own will of the staff, and 4 of them pursue partnerships with the university press, both having administrative and creative control. From this graphic, we see that professors and consultants form the majority of participants in publishing project teams. Librarians, editors, and reviewers are in some of these projects. We showcase the variety of sustainable models these 5 libraries pursue to support their work. They use one or more of them. We see their supply is in the first place the institutionals, investments, and volunteer support of their community on the editorial process, and in second, the library's budget and crowdfunding of stakeholders. The publishing products is in the first place books, monographs, theses and dissertations, technical reports, and conference proceedings, and some of them publishes scientific journals and textbooks as well. Through this graphic, we see a variety of venues for publication of such materials. The libraries publish those print works with copies on the physical collection of the library and their digital version through digital repositories and digital libraries. Some of them publishes through social media and sales channels, or also donates to part of the community. About the benefits such projects is provoking within the libraries, they cite the increase on the reputation of the libraries, their proximity with the community, the impulse of such publications outside university walls, and also the expanse in the spectrum of service a library could offer. In light of the fact that just a small amount of university libraries mapped in Brazil answered our questionnaire, representing 23% of feedback, we asked if they offer service that assist publishing in a wide context. Some of them marked service such as developments of cataloging records for editorial products, best practice guidelines for publishing and editing, hosting of open access journals and books, support for authors defining effective partnerships in field, and support for distribution, and so on. In conclusion, despite that Brazilian literature about library publishing service is still focused on scientific journals management and hosting platforms, we see a few emergence of new forms of publishing in libraries, some traditional as books, theses and dissertations, some new to them as textbooks and open educational resources. We highlight that this work was restricted to libraries that answered our survey in a very short period last year. We have hopes to continue our research and construct a directory of such projects and create a community of practice to strengthen our lines within this topic. We see a variety of professionals working towards improving the publishing system, assisting the process from editing to publication. Librarians have been paving the way to contribute more besides the usual service they could provide to their community. They've been constantly studying to improve their curriculum to catch up to the needs their users have today. The library science curriculum in Brazil still needs improvements regarding the active knowledge production of librarians to their communities. And I personally believe that publishing can be one of those topics included on the academic discourse. So now I have a question to you, rethinking what we are learning from here. In light of the challenge that libraries face every day, what can we do to make the eyes of the world turn to our side and acknowledge our importance? I have the answer. By assisting the knowledge production of our community. These are my references. Thank you for your attention and support. I leave my contact information for further questions. And then, I would like to give my special thanks to my professor Dr. Dayanne Prudencio, who guided me through this research, as well as my other professors from Rio, Ms. Nancy Odoni and Ms. Jacqueline Barradas that evaluated this work. I give my special thanks to the libraries that contributed to this work, and also I would like to recognize the importance of the Library Publishing Coalition and their materials regarding the subject that fully supported my journey to comprehend the potential of libraries with publishing service. Thanks a lot.